Hey Google, how many days until the 12th of July?
There are 31 days from the 11th of June until the 12th of July.
Fuck. That means I've got 31 days to fix everything wrong with my 20-year-old Volvo XC90. And that's a lot of things. I'm actually flying to Japan on the 12th of July. As a part of the Road to Rotary series. If you don't know that, then I don't know where you've been, but like check it out somewhere, like videos, and just follow me on TikTok or Instagram. But that means I need to finish everything that's wrong with this and fix it in the next 31 days. Because after Japan, I have then 2 more different trips that I have, and I have no time to then get this back to the UK at the beginning of August to be tested and hopefully passes. But there's a lot of things to do, so we've got a big job. It's a lot. I've been putting this off for a long time, and now I've got no days. But instead of jumping straight into fixing it, why don't we write down all the things we need to do, and then I can start ticking them off, because I love a list and I like to procrastinate. So let's do that. First thing I need to do an oil change. Lovely, nice and easy oil change. I've got all the bits for that. I also need to change the front brakes. Done. I also need to change wishbones. I've got those as well. I also need to change drive shafts. At the front, that is, for FR. I also need to change track rod ends, because, you know, those as well. And I also need to change some bushes. There's some bushes in the subframe. Right, is that everything? Probably not, but let's start with the easiest one, because why not? Of course, first fucking problem, have my oil, have my filter, but to get the oil filter out, I need a 36mm socket. I only have a 34mm socket. The shit ball. So I've ordered one, it should be here first thing in the morning, so I can't obviously change that out, but what I can do is get rid of the oil in the car, and then I'll just sort that out tomorrow. I'm going to take this wheel off and I'll have a look at taking all the other bits off that I need to do. So let's look at the brakes and that. You should see that the brakes are they're so bad. So let's crack on with some of the other bits.
It'll never change, and it will just stay like this. Never ending day in breaking up, and it goes like this.
Gone more to plan. Not gonna lie. Jesus Christ. You can see my next job. If you look at those, look at the brakes. But what's worse than that is I have to take off all of these. So this somehow has to come off. So I'm kind of dreading that. I might have to soak them in WD. But yeah, look at the state of those brakes. The grooving on those is absolutely insane. So all this needs to be changed. Mug enjoy.
We'll get in your car and you'll need to kiss me. We'll talk for hours and lie on the backseat. And then won't ride the night when everything changes. You won't reply and we'll go back to strangers.
taken the caliper off, but the carrier's obviously still there. The annoying thing is, it's actually really friggin' hard to get off. I've employed all of my breaker bar tactics, the longest breaker bar I had, I should say, but I actually snapped the end off this piece trying to get it off because I don't actually have a 1/2 inch 18mm. So I've had to order that as well. And at the same time, of course, I have dosed everything, completely covered it in WD. So I'm hoping everything should arrive first thing tomorrow. Then I can actually crack on with trying to replace some of these. Fuck, this is why I was procrastinating. Into all of this is that's the last engine mount that I didn't change, and it does look like it could do with changing. I didn't know how to access it, but while I was down here, I realised it's just there. So while I'm under here with everything off, I may as well change that too. So if you take the wins, I feel like you have to attempt to take the wins at the moment, because with these things, it just really annoys me. So there is one. I know that the other side's going to be a complete pain in the ass as well, but hopefully with the bits that arrive tomorrow, it should be a bit easier. And at least then I have a 1/2 inch solid socket set. So bonus. Jesus. This is genuinely the reason why I've been putting this off. It's a mission, but hopefully I can make some progress in the next couple of days and get all this done, and then I'll be winning, maybe. Hey, look, there's a hole where an engine mount used to be. Jesus Christ, that took me so long to get off. But look at the difference. Look at those two. Worn, cracked engine mount, new engine mount. Right, let's try and get this back in and achieve something today.
Always ends the same when it was me and you. But every time I meet somebody new, it's like deja vu. And when we spoke for months,
We got one engine mount changed in there, which is a good job to be done, to be fair. So at least that's done. I've got the uprated, new drop links. The old ones don't actually look too bad, to be honest, but came with the set, so I'm changing all of them. So at least I can change that today as well. I've got the new wishbone there, but I'm going to do that tomorrow because the bolts that attach to them, I've started soaking them, to be honest, because, you know, if they're anything like the ones from the carrier for the caliper, they're going to be a fucker. So I'm going to do those with the right tools when I get them tomorrow. So yeah, let me just crack on with getting this on, and at least then I've made some progress, and all I need to do is the wishbone and the disc tomorrow on this side, not the other side. Yes, I've also got it. Fuck's sakes.
what did you ever mean? How can they say that this is love when it goes like this?
It's now back on, and I just got to wait for the parts to arrive. I mean, the tools to arrive tomorrow, and then I can crack on with changing that side, and hopefully the other side won't be as bad. But while I wait for all that stuff, I thought I'd also be productive and fit this, because I've got an issue with this. This is my fuel cap. When I go around corners at the moment, it just comes open because there's this issue with these little clips that come off here. So I'm gonna pop out the old one, fit the new one. Another little job done to make me feel like I'm more productive today. I'll take anything, to be honest, at this point. So that's pretty easy. You just got to push those pins in there and then it comes off. So now I've just got to swap out that for the new one, which is here. And yeah, then put it back on. Easy, right? Yeah, the old one's off, new one's on. I didn't need to put the new bit of that one on because this, see, it flings open. Oh, I can't do it one-handed. There, so that should be sorted. I'll go put it on now. It was a prick, I'm not gonna lie. Look, you can see I've actually riveted it on. Do you know why? Because the things provided, it's an aftermarket thing, it's not Volvo, but the things provided just weren't fucking going in. The pins are supposed to hold it. They didn't, so I riveted it, but guess what? Fucking works now, and that ain't coming back undone. So one job done. It just took me fucking, of course, twice as long as it should have done, because why wouldn't it? Fare thee well, my pretty, until tomorrow, until we meet again. Let's get you finished off. Please don't fight me again. How many days till the 12th of July?
There are 29 days from the 13th of June until the 12th of July.
Yeah, I've lost 2 days. Thanks Amazon, and breaking parts or tools. So I've got new tools that have arrived, but I've lost 2 days. So I need to get cracking on some of the jobs that, well, actually all of the jobs Yep, I have a lovely set of, sockets. So these hopefully should do the job, but they're quite long. So maybe that might thwart me. But I have a 36 as well, because everyone needs a 30, no one needs a 36. Well, they do, actually they do. That's kind of important. So I'm gonna go do the oil change first, get that sorted, put a new filter in, let's go. Let's get things ticked off the list. So oil filter's in, sump plugs back on. Now I need to fill up with oil. So I'm gonna fill up with oil. Apparently it's 6.5 litres. So how much do you think is gonna go in there and how much do you think I'm gonna spill? But at least then I can tick one job off. Right, got to celebrate the small wins, and we have ticked off the oil change. So let's oil change down, the mini wins. But we've also done the lower engine mount that I added on there that wasn't on there because I didn't realise I was going to do it. So now let's work on, I think, the front brakes. Yep, I didn't even put the drop links on here. Just put the drop links on there so then I can tick it off. Drop links. Right, oil change done, one thing down. Right, progress, let's go. The other things are when you actually have decent tools that can actually do the job. But can I give also a shout out to Volvo for the retaining screw for a disc is a 10mm, not a Phillips head screw or a Torx screw or any screw that always friggin' breaks. So shout out to Volvo, but yeah, new disc is on. Old disc, new disc. Now let's put the retainer back on, new pads back in, and let's get frigging cracking, hopefully, please. Thank you. Yes, one side anyway. Now we're making some progress. Only a slight casualty, don't mind my thumb. So that came out, that's all back on. Everything's back up there. Those are a complete pain in the arse. These bolts here come in from the other side. You actually have to jack the engine up slightly. You probably could remove the engine mount and then jack up even more, but like fucking hell, that's a pain in the dick. So I got those out. I actually looked to the ball joints because I was going to replace the ball joints because they're actually separate, but they look like they've been replaced recently, so I'm not going to change those. So I just need to now get that back in. Hopefully that goes in without an issue and bolt it all back up. And again, track rod end looks like it's been done fairly recently. Look how new that looks, so that one looks all right. Bonus. Right, let's get this one back in. We're cooking on gas, kind of, like maybe a small flame. Jesus frigging Christ, like that is, it's done. So I didn't realise, but everyone recommends, I say everyone on the internet, to get the actual bottom of the wishbone in, you need to remove these two bolts on the knuckle, as they call it, or the hub. But the thing is, they hadn't been taken off in about 68,000 years. Look at the state of that. But look at it now. New wishbone, ball joints already pretty new. Track rod end actually looks decent. Like the boots are actually fine. Like it doesn't look bad. And the same with the drive shaft. It doesn't look bad at all. So I only changed the drop links, which were a bit manky and they're easy to do. I changed the wishbone because that was proper manky, and I changed the brakes and my discs and pads. You can tell by the dirtiness of them. So they're all on and changed. Oh, and I also changed the engine mount in there, as you can see. So all of those and oil change. So that whole side, I mean, it's taken me, yeah, it's a long time, but that's done. But with 29 days left, I've actually got to call it quits now because I have somewhere to go. I need to tidy myself up because don't tell me to wear fucking gloves because everyone will tell me that I rip them in about 2 seconds. I've cut myself a million times. I'm going to put the wheel back on this side. Then, then I need to go and get cleaned up. Oh, there is one other thing that I want to do on this side as well. So I've got these, they're like inserts for the subframe. So you've got to drop the subframe bolts, like one on each corner. Like for example, that's one of them. So you drop that and then the plate comes down and then you put those in to there. I just wedge them in with a bit of molly grease or whatever and then tighten it back up and that just firms them up. They're like poly ones. So that should make things just a bit more tight. So yeah, I'll do that one tomorrow as well and then get the other wheel off and see if I can then, I've been trying to soak everything in WD-40, so I'm hoping that at least that will be, better. Hopefully, maybe, possibly. So then at least the front should be fairly well sorted, and I don't really know about the back. That's an unknown. I think there are some bushes that need to be done, but I'm not sure I can get them out and in. I'll do some Google research on that, but let's just get this wheel on. All right, that's done. I'll see you when there are only 28 days left. Hey Google, how many days till the 12th of July?
There are 25 days from the 17th of June until the 12th of July.
Yeah, so I've lost a few days. See, I'm running out of time as always, and you think, well, 25 days is loads of days, but you can see those days just disappear, and I've got all of the stuff to do on the other side of the front now, trying to get as much of that stuff if I can get it off. And then I've got all the stuff at the back that I've realised that I probably need to do as well, because I need to cover up some of the surface rust there. So let's really get cracking. But look at this. See just how shitty it is compared to the other side. I mean, the other side was just as shitty, but if you look at the old bushes in there as well, you can see that they are pretty crusty too. So yeah, wishbone's coming off, brake discs, everything like that. But I know that now I'm going to have to do these, so I'm going to soak these in a bit of WD as well, just to make sure that everything can come off as needed. But yeah, they're going to probably be complete pain in the dick, but I don't at least have a engine mount over here to do, and there's more access on the other side of this one, so I hope that it shouldn't. This is famous last words, I'm not even going to fucking say it. Let's just crack on, start with getting this off. I'm not being funny though, but I'm sweating my tits off, but I'm flying through this. I just was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it all at once. And I think it made a massive difference, the fact that I did WD-40 like everything last time I was doing it, because that made it a lot easier. But this side is genuinely easier because you just have access to the bolts in a better way. I had to jack the engine up that side, fucking pain in the arse, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's see where we're at. Here's the old wishbone. So that's all out, new wishbones here. I've got the caliper completely off, the carrier came off quite nicely as well. You can see the grooves on the back of that fucking disc. That disc is absolutely minced. New disc there. So yeah, and then I've got a new drop link there. So all of that is going to go back on. Hopefully now I have the technique. I need to take off those bolts there on the strut, take it out, maneuver it in. Bish bash bosh, should be a good one. I just have to say though, trying to get that bolt off at the back for the wishbone there, the best way to do it, if anyone's doing this, not that they will, is that little cover there. If you don't take that off, it's a real pain in the dick to get the actual bolt out. But taking it out, it makes it such a breeze. So yeah, just remove that from this section here. Anyway, I've done that in about, I don't know, 40 minutes. So let's see if we can get it in just as quick. Action, so we have the new drop link, new brakes, new pads, new wishbone, everything is on. We are back together. Yes, I should probably wear gloves, shut up, don't tell me to. Because I always break them. Anyway, they're all back on, everything's tightened up. Just going to put the wheel back on, and then the last thing I have to do in this video is really got these subframe inserts to go in there. They're poly subframe bush inserts, some of that. Apparently it tightens up the front end a little bit, so you got to drop the subframe bolts and the plates that go on top of them, lube these up, push them in, put everything back in. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab some lunch first because it's just started raining, so I'll pack this stuff up, grab some lunch, and then come and put these in. And hopefully we should be making some actual progress, and it might drive. Hopefully it drives. Maybe it drives better, maybe not. Okay, so the worst thing that could have happened has just fucking happened. And it's not really good at all. In fact, it's fucking tragic. It's fucking terrible. Need I say more? Fuck. Like, fuck. Like, this is so beyond, and it's fucking tragic. It's really fucking bad. I'll see you on the next video.